Mr. R wanted us, wait, just kidding. How do I start again? Doesn't matter? Oh, I'm just going to start from there. Mr. R wanted us to learn, Mr. R wanted us to learn, and I, Breanna, as well as Bailey Hanson, Tierney Murphy, from his 4th period chemistry, have learned to an A level the following concepts, chapter 17 through 19 of our chemistry book. This is not an inclusive list, but my selection of concepts from each chapter that I will remember. So starting with chapter 17, thermochemistry. It had a lot to do with heat. We learned that heat flows from a warmer object to a cooler object. A system gains heat in an exothermic process. Heat flow is measured with 2 common units, the calorie and a joule. We also learned in calorimetry, the heat released by a system equals the heat absorbed by its surroundings, as well as the heat absorbed by a melting solid is exactly the same as the heat lost when the liquid solidifies. What I learned best was that when you strike a match, the heat is released in all directions.
In chapter 18, we learned about reaction rates and equilibrium. We learned that the rate of a chemical reaction is usually expressed as the change in the amount of reactant per unit time. Factors that influence the rate of a chemical reaction are temperature, concentration, particle size, and the use of a catalyst. An increase in entropy favors the spontaneous reaction, a decrease favors the spontaneous reaction. The part I'm going to remember the most is how my messy bedroom is going against the law of entropy.
In chapter 19, acids, bases, and salts, we started out by learning that acids are sour and bases are bitter and slippery. Also, they are both electrolytes and change the color of indicators. Next, we learned that in an aqueous solution, an arsenous acid produces hydrogen ions, H+.
Done.
And arsenous bases produce hydroxide ions, OH negative. The product of these ions combined equals 1 times 10 to the negative 14. Then we learned that when an acid and a base react, they produce salt and water. And in a titration, the point of neutralization is the end point. Lastly, we learned that a buffer is a solution of a weak acid or weak base and one of its salt. The one thing that I will remember the most is that acids and bases are electrolytes.
Now do the button.
Or electrolyte. Boom.